Little Caesars changed the game, bro.
They did.
Little Caesars changed. That's the most shot of shit.
Hey, Chewy, blood. They want you on the podcast, bro. Look, he Mexican, bro. You gotta put him on.
Am I interrupting your depression? I'm sorry.
This week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Wraps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Wraps, where the big boys play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Voice Party. My name is Marcos. We got Corde, we got Joaquin, we got JD, we got Gaspar, we got Phil on the board, and we got a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
I am Chris Posadas, also known as Soy Sauce, Butter, and Rice.
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
What's up with that name?
Yeah,
that's such a weird combination, but it sounds delicious.
It's amazing. Like, so it's like
yes, it does.
Growing up, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, you know, it's like, and you need something to eat. Soy sauce, butter, and rice was one of the things that my grandma used to be like, go eat that. Like, all right, cool.
Because you have tons of it.
Soy sauce instead of like butter and sugar?
Yeah. What?
What the fuck?
Oh, no, butter and sugar with rice is a
butter
thing.
Sugar rice, yeah. You never heard of sugar rice?
No.
It's a down south thing. That's like we ain't got no gravy, so we gonna add butter and sugar.
And you didn't make grits, right? It's like, I put sugar in my grits. Is that bad?
Isn't gravy just water?
Is it? I like it better.
Some people put sugar in their grits.
Yeah.
Some people just have butter and rice.
My sister used to
Wait,
put
you
syrup.
guys like sweet grits or savory grits?
I prefer savory myself.
Yeah,
savory.
I put salt in mine.
I can't ask you that. You're Filipino.
So what?
What do you like?
What's the problem?
What do you like on your halo halo?
I actually don't eat halo.
Oh man,
What's
this
halo
interview's
halo?
over.
I like turon though.
Oh, okay,
That's the
turon.
shit.
Yeah, turon.
That's my
Okay.
favorite.
Okay, what are those two things?
Turon is like bananas wrapped in some kind of.
So basically, you deep fry banana, and then once it's deep fried, you pop that shit in some sugar.
Yeah, caramelized sugar.
It caramelizes on its own.
It's fucking good, bro. It's not banana. It was plantain, though, right?
Yeah, I was thinking
plantain. So like the sweetness is on the outside.
Yes.
What's your favorite? Okay, one of my best friends is Filipino. Well, ex-best friends.
Ex-best friend.
Not that we fell off or anything. Just don't.
You're just not on the. You're not in my top 10 anymore.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Same
MySpace top 10.
Tom has taken his.
But I used to go eat all kinds of Filipino food with homeboy.
Yeah.
Like dinuguan was one of my favorites.
You like dinuguan?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do.
Yeah, 'cause-
I like that shit though.
Well, he had me try it, and he was like waiting for my reaction, like, "Oh shit, he's about to flip out."
Yep.
And he told me what's in it. It's like, "Dog, we eat this shit in Mexico.
Yeah,
They
see?
just call it something different.
Yeah, it's pork blood.
Pork
So
blood,
it's like-
cooked pork blood with
Yeah.
pig ears.
Yeah, it depends on. Everybody makes it a little bit differently. So sometimes you have the dinuguan with the squid. You'll have pork. You'll have
The squid one tastes weird.
You don't like the squid?
Not
I like
really.
that one.
I like the
over
pork,
rice. Put
pig
that-
ears.
It's all good. I'll eat all that shit.
Tell our listeners what you do.
What do I do?
He just eats all this weird food.
I spend more money on food than I do rent. That's what I do. No,
Hey, me too. Fucking
right?
yes.
Like my DoorDash bill one month was $1,800.
What
Yeah, my girlfriend was like, "You owe me $1,800 for your credit card." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I didn't buy anything." She's like, "It's all DoorDash, dude." I was like, "Bullshit. Let me see that." And she showed me. I was like, "Wow."
That's just addicting. That's just addicting.
It is because I used to think it was bullshit. I was like, "No, I'll go pick that shit up. I don't give a fuck," and I would. But then the pandemic hit, and I was like, "Well, now shit isn't open. You know, they don't want people going there." And then they started delivering.
You just get used to it.
Fuck it. I used to leave them like a fucking eighth of weed, you know, and they would never fuck with my shit, so it was cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
I
a lot.
actually had one dude call me after he dropped off my food, and he was like, "Bro, you don't understand. I was literally gonna kill myself." Like tonight.
Oh shoot.
He was like, "But you saved." He's like, I swear to God, this dude went into a whole diatribe. He was like, "I have $8 left in my bank account. I don't have any money for weed." He's like, "The fact that you had that out there and you tipped me cash, like, I really appreciate it." So we talked for like 15 minutes, and then he came to a show.
That is awesome.
So I was like, "Cool, man." I was like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, "Look, man." I was like, "How old are you?" He's like, "I'm 22." I was like, "Bro, you got your whole life ahead of you, dude. Just fucking like, you got a lot of shit to struggle with. It's gonna happen." I've been there where I was like so broke, where I'm at like a conference, and I'm fucking walking down the hallways picking up fucking food off of people's plates that they put outside for room service. I know what it's like to not have money, bro.
Goddamn.
He's like, "You're gonna be fine." He's like, "Thank you, man. I really appreciate appreciate it. I was like, so do I get like free food now, or what? You just start dropping off tacos and shit.
Yeah, because people cancel on them and they just keep it.
It's just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Sometimes depends.
Depends, right?
Depends on what it is.
Okay. Okay, so this is fucked up, but I didn't know that this happened twice to me. I picked up the DoorDash when I thought I had put pickup, but it was for delivery, and I picked it up. And then on my way home, when I got home, shortly after, someone just dropped it off again, because they have to. I guess it has to be that driver.
Yeah.
So I just throwing it out there.
Little hack over there. Right? Like I doubled up and I spent half as much.
Yeah, don't do it because the restaurant loses money unless it's a chain.
If it's a chain,
it's a chain.
McDonald's will be fine.
Exactly. Hey, that's dope though, dude.
He'll catch on to that.
How do you
shit
feel
so
about
easy.
when someone tells you that I was about to kill myself, or
like I've had numerous situations where people are like, what? Like, and I don't know, man. It kind of puts you in a really weird space where it's like you're grateful that you were able to help somebody, but then also at the same time you don't necessarily at that moment have the energy for somebody to latch onto you and be like, you're my lifeboat. Like,
see
I'm
therapy,
sinking
bro.
too, bro. we're gonna drown if we stick together.
Yeah,
I'm not buoyant.
we're both in the Titanic right now.
Right?
There's room for both of us on here. You ain't gotta drown, bro. Come up here.
That's why it's a one and done situation.
Yeah.
I thank you. I'm glad I could give you some advice.
But that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just follow me on Instagram, bro. You'll feel
Like
better
all
when you
my
watch my
things.
stories.
I'll make sketches.
Share all my skits to your friends.
Go eat soy sauce, butter, and rice, and then tell me if you still think you got it bad.
Hey, you'll feel much better about yourself. You could put hella stuff in that too.
Wait, so they that's really a thing like people eat when in the Philippines? Because I've heard.
I don't know if it's in the Philippines as much as it is like just here, because like all my cousins, we all eat that shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking.
I'm gonna try that
fantastic.
now.
Yeah, like it was funny. I called into 95.7 the game one time, and I was like, who's calling? I was like, soy sauce, butter, and rice. He was like, wait, what? I was like, no. He's like, hold on, you say that again? So I told him, and he was like, all right, that caught me off guard. And when I got on air, they were like, dude, I'm gonna try that. It sounds pretty good. And I called in again, and I was like, did you try it? They were like, you know what? That
only had margarine.
That was actually not bad. Yes, margarine is fucked up in the Filipino household because margarine doesn't have margarine in it. You know what I'm saying? They always put something else, like a fucking sewing kit or a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
They use it as storage.
Yeah.
So like
that's with
jalapenos.
Jalapenos in the fucking butter in Mexican houses.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the container?
The container.
Yeah.
Oh, we
So it's
reuse.
like,
That's because we recycle.
butter. Like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Responsible for the environment.
Exactly.
I remember one time looking for Thanksgiving
Leftovers.
It was all like the butter, the margarine, the Cool Whip, and stuff like that. And I was like, Grandma, do you actually got Cool Whip in here? Oh, baby, that's in the freezer.
I had a friend. She posted that she went into the country crock container,
Exactly.
hoping to see jalapenos there, but it was actually country.
Yo, that happened to me one time. I was like, okay, here go the leftovers. Yeah. Butter. Grandma, what happened to the leftovers? Oh, they gone, baby. They sorry. Some butter in there. We can, I don't know.
Get some bread.
Since we're on the subject, what's your favorite Filipino dish? I get excited over Filipino food. What the hell's that sound?
Like, he's rubbing stuff.
Typical Gaspar once again.
What are you doing, my friend? Stop touching that under the table.
This is why I got fired.
That's why you got fired.
Yeah, the bottom of the table is all sticky. It's like, what's happening? What's that
Why is there
smell?
frosting here?
Why does it smell like SeaWorld? No, but
So the food.
The lechon kawali is my favorite.
Dude.
Right? Like that's like I can eat that pretty much anywhere.
You shouldn't,
Like,
but yes.
No, you shouldn't. But
What is it?
It's deep fried pork belly.
Oh,
And there's
Delicious,
a dope ass
Delicious.
sauce that you have to dip it in. Bro.
It's like the sweet and spicy one, right?
Some people make it different, but it's usually like it's almost like a gravy.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Right, so it's like it's really good. You dip it in there; it has a little bit like sweet tangy.
You ever have Filipino
It's
food?
nice.
Yeah, it's had Filipino food.
my heart stopped just thinking about it.
Yeah, yes.
Well, you know, Filipinos have one of the highest rates of diabetes.
Yeah.
It's like we love dessert and we love seconds.
And all the desserts
boy.
are
Amazing.
super fucking sweet. Like, you say you don't eat halo halo?
Not really. Like, there's not a lot of places that make it, and then I don't.
It's like milk cereal
like
and scoops of ice cream.
Yeah.
Condensed milk, scoops of ice cream, and cereal, and they had marshmallows and those fucking
Bunch of different
tapioca
shit,
balls.
Yeah, I had some recently.
That sounds amazing.
School I worked
Dog. It is, but
I don't know. We're
Seafood
in Concord.
City.
I don't think so.
Seafood City.
Okay.
seafood. I don't know if they have it there though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
The only place I've had is
Sure.
in South City and in Daly City.
You trying to go to South
Okay.
City or Daly City? No, I'm
is-
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Bro, they served it to you with like ube
We
ice
can go to
cream.
Ranch 99. See if
Oh
they
yeah.
have
Oh,
it
yeah.
by your house.
Yeah.
But hella fucking sweet. I couldn't finish that
I
shit.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like I'm more of like a sweet and savory, not a sweet or savory. Like sweets, like I said, I like seconds better than like dessert.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big dessert guy. Are you a dessert guy?
Nah, not as much as I used to be.
I just feel like I'm singling out the other big guy.
I know you kind of was, right?
I'm not gonna ask these.
Unhealthy comedian.
Definitely not asking
Nah,
Marco.
You can tell that he only does coke. He's skinnier than everybody here.
Exactly. Nah, I'm definitely more of a seconds guy. Well, it's except
Yeah, seconds over dessert. Me
yeah,
too.
dessert is only like usually like Pacific events, like family events where they brought
You said
dessert.
Pacific.
He said Pacific events.
Like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, some shit like that. You think like the Pacific, like the
Specific.
ocean?
Yeah, you said.
You said
What
I
about-
said Pacific.
What
Oh.
about Atlantic events?
Hey man, I'm tired.
I'm
tired.
Or
Hey, you know, I go to
Antarctic
Pacific events. You said what?
I said, what about Atlantic events?
Atlantic events.
Yeah,
you know, what
or
about
Indian
the
events.
yeah
Lake
Indian
events.
events? What about the Mississippi events? Stuff like that. Yeah.
All the
That's a
bodies of
river.
water.
No, yeah. I'll eat pumpkin pie.
Fuck that. You don't eat pumpkin pie. Don't ever tell me that shit, dude. Don't eat pumpkin pie. It's
You
disgusting.
don't eat pumpkin
Yeah,
pie?
it's
No,
gross.
fuck
It's
no.
not
Black
that
people don't
bad.
eat
It's
pumpkin
not
pie.
that
bad. Get the fuck
Sweet
out
potato
of here.
pie, bro.
It is
Sweet
true.
potato change
If
your
they
life.
offer you a slice of pumpkin pie, you're not gonna eat it?
Nope.
Have you ever tried it?
Yes.
Bullshit. I'm not.
Okay.
It's bland as shit.
You ever had it homemade?
Honestly,
Wait, let's DoorDash some right now and
Who
see
fuck?
if he eats
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like my bills are.
Hey, have you ever had it homemade though? That's the
No.
difference. See, homemade is a different story.
I've had it homemade before.
Yep.
Pumpkin
Lots
pie.
of cinnamon.
And you know what? I'm not mad at it.
Did your family
Have
ever
you
made
had-
pumpkin?
No.
Have you
it's
had
disgusting.
sweet potato? There we go. There we go, Marco. That's
Yeah, no.
I mean, I grew up with sweet potato pie.
exactly.
Okay, another. You grew up eating pumpkin? Your family make pumpkin? Like caramelized pumpkin?
No.
Fuck. Okay, never mind.
I did have a.
Spice stuff is good though. Like I've had a pumpkin spice.
Okay.
Oh, from
cupcake.
Jack in the Box?
Huh?
Oh, I thought
Hey,
you said
Zach.
I'm not gonna lie.
they do it.
Back in the back.
Starbucks.
I'm excited that pumpkin pie shit's coming.
Yeah.
Like I can start getting excited over the. Yeah, for real.
You basic white girl.
That's what I was just thinking.
be wearing
Basic
Uggs.
white girl.
He be kind of like all of a sudden you see JD go with hella white bitch and shit like that. Like JD, you pull a bitch. Nah, we gonna pumpkin spices and shit like that.
I'll buy.
Nah, I bet.
I love that shit
Yeah.
because it doesn't taste like pumpkin. It's all the spices like cardamom and cinnamon and all that shit.
Okay.
He's like, I'm trying to sell this to you. He's like, I don't give a shit.
I don't.
I'm a chocolate guy through and through when it comes to.
Chocolate pie and cheesecake are the only thing anyone should be eating.
Banana cream pie
Love
is good
chocolate
too.
pie.
Lemon meringue.
Go.
Banana
Yes.
cream. I don't know. Lemon meringue's kind of.
Nah.
I mean, cream pies are good, like pretty much in any scenario. Can't be bad.
How long you been doing stand up for, bro?
It'd be 5 years in December.
5 years in
Yeah, so
December.
it's like I kind of want to take off that fucking year of COVID. I don't like counting that, but
Yeah, a
like,
lot of
that's,
people
that's the
don't.
weirdest part.
But did you do a Zoom show? If you did a Zoom show,
yeah, I did
you're
multiple
good.
Zoom shows.
Yeah.
You know,
You didn't like it?
I mean, I didn't like it at first because like they were muting the crowd, so
Yeah.
you didn't know what was working.
There you go. Yeah, that was all
Weird. I
part.
get
Yeah.
no response. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, moving on, fuck it.
Yeah.
But then like some people got the wherewithal to be like, okay, unmute
Unmuted
the
a few
crowd.
people. Yeah, yeah.
And then you get the laughter, and like the cool thing I liked about it was like nobody could call out. You're at home, bro. Like you
Yeah.
can't say I can't make it. Like what happened? Your wife
I'm in
might
the
go out there.
shower.
Yeah, what the fuck? I was like, dude, film it in there. But like I have a Elmo costume, and I used to throw on the Elmo head
Oh, yeah.
halfway through my set and just riff. You know, but you can't do that on stage. You know, you can't just put the costume on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be back, guys. Come back on. It's like,
Hi, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a serial killer.
I started liking Zoom shows, especially Zoom mics and stuff like that, because like I'm just at home. Like
yeah.
I don't have to drive and like wait on and then I'm like at a Zoom open mic, I'm literally just like, okay, I'm at home. Like what am I? And then they'll tell you like when you up next, and like I can just wait for dinner and stuff like that, or I can go just in my kitchen make something. So it was a lot more convenient. Like I didn't have to go anywhere.
Also, a lot of people told me that, like, comics said they like through that Zoom shows, they got like followers from hella areas outside of the Bay.
Yeah.
That was one thing that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, I was networking with people in like New York and like Toronto and like shit like that.
We did a show with through Bridge, and they had like people in I think Netherlands and in Brazil watching our stand up, but I don't think they understood because they were just like,
What is
you remember that one?
They just didn't hear anything.
Yeah, they were just like, huh, what? Yeah, like is this is the wrong channel, babe? Change the channel.
It's like, see what happens when you don't pay for the subscription. This is what you get stuck with.
Just crazy Americans.
And then people used to complain that like Zoom shows was shitty. I was like, have you haven't done like a shitty show in person before?
For real.
And those are worse because you can't escape.
Exactly.
If, like the show's not going good on Zoom, you just like unplug your fucking laptop and just say
go back to jacking off.
I remember one time it was like during like when stuff started to open up like COVID stuff like that, and I drove like to Pacifica to do a show, and it was 5
to where?
there.
Specifica?
Pacifica. I drove to Pacifica. Actually, I rove to Pacifica, and then it was like 4 people there, and I was like, I was like, I prefer Zoom over this shit.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And then you still gotta pay for your own drink.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it was like a 55-minute drive.
Yeah, fuck that.
And then it was like 5 people. I was like, oh yeah, I'd rather take Zoom over this shit. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's one thing is like when
that's the risk we take.
Yeah, it's like you have to travel and all that shit. That was the nice thing that Zoom eliminated was all the travel. And then like I remember it got to that point where it's like, fuck, dude, I would kill to go to like a live open mic right now. And then we went and we got drunk and had a lot of fun. And then we started going regularly again. I was like, why the fuck am I coming back out to these? Are terrible.
Yeah.
They're so sucky.
Yeah. I did a live.
It's just good to see people that you like.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I did a live open mic in Vegas, like when the Bay was still like locked down and shit like that. I was like the 30th person to go up.
Oh my god!
It started at
LA?
7. No, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
I was the 30th person to go up. It started at 7. I got up at like 10:15, and I was like, I was like, people shit on Zoom shit. I was like, but you don't miss this bullshit, you know. Everybody was like, oh, you know how people come to, hey, I'm gonna put you up next. I'm gonna put my one friend up, shit like that. They had like 2 hosts. And
they all put on their own people,
right? They put up their own people. They was like, hey, don't worry, man. I'm just about to put him up, and then you gonna be next, right? I'm like, all right. I heard that 5 people ago, man. I was like, I'm about to leave. They was like, nah, dude, you about to go up next. I was like, no, I'm not. This is my 4th time hearing that.
I've had that happen where, you know what, this guy he just came from out of town, man. So I'm gonna just put him up.
Yeah.
But you're next.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
You're gonna be the closer, man.
Has there been any situations where you guys have you guys been like were booked and then didn't get to perform at all?
Yes.
Yes.
It was a 4th of July show with some of my homies. They asked me like a month before to like be on the show. They booked me. Right, I show up to the show with a girl that I just started like dating. Like we were like together for maybe like I think like 5 months at that point. And she was like, okay, cool. Like she's seen me before, but she wanted to see another show. And I get there, and he was like, oh, bro, I forgot you were on the show. Can't put you on. I was like, fuck, bro. So
were you on the flyer?
I wasn't on. There was no flyer.
Oh.
But like, it was just hella funny. So he was all like, then they joked about it at the open mic at the same place like the next week. They're like, yeah, like don't forget to put them on. I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
But I mean, that's
hey, next time I got you for real though. For real.
Yeah.
Isn't it pretty easy to squeeze, or is it difficult to squeeze artists on? Because I've seen you just throw people on the show sometimes.
It depends. Like yesterday at the Spoon, we had to be done by 9:15.
Oh, like exactly. It's a hard stop.
Yeah.
They was having an event afterwards?
Yeah. Salsa dancing thing.
Oh, that's serious, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at a comedy club, they are, depending on the club and your relationship with the management, they're really strict about the time constraint because they're paying a staff to be there.
Especially if they got 7 and 9 p.m. shows.
Yeah, so it's like, typically it's 90 minutes. So if you're going over that, they're going to have to pay overtime to those people. Yeah. So, like, the Improv's really strict about it. They're like, bam, just do your shit and just, handle it. Like, Tommy T's would be a little bit loose if they fuck with you, and they love us there. So they would also let us go a little bit long.
I seen they let people wait outside in line for long ass time. I don't say hours, but I've seen people wait hella long. Yeah. At my shows, I usually put I squeeze in some people because could just
you can
they want us to be there longer because the longer more drinks.
So yeah.
So. And they're not paying. There's just them two really that are there plus the kitchen.
Yeah. So and it's also like, I mean, I think the one time you saw me, I was pretty drunk, and I just put on this guy who was like, always wanted to try stand-up. I was like, you're starting today. You remember that?
I do remember.
How do you do?
Horrible. He said when he went up there and did his first joke, after his first joke said, "Ah, shit," because he just, like, the first joke bombed. And, hey, where's everybody going? He said that on the mic. Killed all his dreams in one night. He said, I think I could do it. It's like, I don't think you can, buddy.
But now he's an obstetrician.
Yeah,
Well, maybe you can. Everybody bombed their first time.
I know.
No, not everybody.
Not everybody.
You're like, I killed my first time.
Did you?
No.
I was like, hey, we don't know.
I was talking about you.
I did.
Yeah.
You did your
Like,
first? You bombed?
No, I killed.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't kill till like my fourth time.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Didn't bomb till like my fourth time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a terrible feeling.
And it was. I felt like, okay, I got lucky those first 3 times.
It's like my first time was at Clayton Valley Bowl with Dan Myers for his show. And like my best friend is like his sister-in-law. So she was like, yeah, tell him. So he's like, he's like, you got like 5 minutes? I was like, I don't know. It's like, and as he's introducing me, I'm still writing jokes down.
Jesus.
And I go up there and I do my set, and people are like, I can't believe that's your first time. That was really good. And I was like, all right, cool, yeah, like, I got this shit. I go and do my second show like a week later. Same set, exactly same set, except I had like one more joke and bombed like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't really care though. Like, it was like, it's whatever. It was what happened after that. It was like, because I was in an improv group and it was our intermission. So I did my set in the intermission, right?
Bad setup.
And it was terrible. It was terrible. And the fucking producer at our next rehearsal was like, you brought the show down. You did this. You fucking went long. I was like, you never lit me first off. So I just went until I ran out of jokes. And she was like, whatever. So I didn't do stand-up for like 2 years after that.
That sucks.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. And then I went up and did the Tommy T's open mic competition, and I won that. And then I started doing comedy ever since. So I was like, all right, this is way better feeling than that last time. But like the great thing about bombing is, as you keep going, it's like, even if I bomb tonight, I got another show.
Yep.
It's not going to be that big of a deal. None of these motherfuckers are going to remember this shit.
No.
It's like, they don't care.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Even if you killed, how many people in the audience are like, oh, that one guy, he was funny.
You ever feel like
Sometimes you get pictures, it's like, like, you were funny, let's take a picture. But like, man, no, let's have sex.
you ever feel like you bombed at a show?
Yeah.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like you can't bomb with music.
That's not true at all.
How do you perceive your bombing?
Yeah.
Bombing though with music is different than I think with comedy, because like there gets to a point where like we have bad shows now. Like me and my band just came back from LA. We were doing a TV show and we performed one of our singles, and it didn't go as well as we wanted it to.
What TV show?
Sounds of the Underground.
Oh, nice.
And it was cool because like it was a TV kind of setup. You got in there, set up your gear, ran it 4 times, did an interview, you're out, right?
Nice.
But like bombing for us is like, I think we were off time there. Something that you probably wouldn't hear, or I missed a note 3 times here. You know what I mean? Like, like that's bombing for us.
Yep.
Yeah, it's different for musicians because musicians like have a lot of friends that are in bands. I used to play like a few instruments and shit, so you know where you mess up, so you take it a lot more harshly.
Yeah.
As opposed to somebody who doesn't know what your set is.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you guys did great." And you're like, "Fuck no, we didn't. We sucked. I want to kill myself." And you were saying that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I went up
Oh,
and I'm sorry.
No.
I went up and I freestyled half a song, and I was so mad at myself. And I got off stage, and I told like one of the other rappers, I said, "Oh man, like I totally bombed." And like I couldn't tell. I thought that was supposed to go in there. I don't think anyone else could tell either. So you're right. It is different for like.
Well, that happened actually with our show before this one. We thought we did super bad because we couldn't hear ourselves, and then we saw the videotape back. And we're like, oh, we didn't do as bad as we thought.
And
but
see,
it felt like we just did horrible.
Yeah, it's different.
But with comics,
yourself.
you're specifically trying to get an instant reaction back.
Well, it's so easy to laugh that when you don't hear it, like, oh shit.
Right.
Those are my favorites. Those like when you watch your friends bomb, and you're in the back just laughing. They're like, "Here's the punchline," da da da, and then it's silence, and you just go. There's like, you just know they're like, oh, fuck you guys.
Now, what's worse than that is like if you see somebody go up there and bomb, and then they say like, how was just said like, hey, I think I did really good. Like, what the fuck?
That's so sad.
Which is most of the comics in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
Like, murdered last night.
Delusional.
You killed the energy in the room. That's what you did.
I remember one time, like, a comic literally was, like, talking to, like, a headliner because he was, like, headlining Cobb, stuff like that. He was like, Corde knows I killed that one show we did together.
I know.
I was like, it's like, nah, you bombed that show. He was like, we talking about I killed that crowd. And I was like, killed? You killed? I don't.
I think he meant a different kind of kill, man.
Don't name names. Don't name names.
Not yet.
I heard this one story on the radio.
What'd you say? Sorry. What'd you say when I
I'll tell you off air.
I like JD's face. He's like,
Huh? What's that? What name?
We had that disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
That's right. Yeah. I heard this one story on the radio about a woman who had gone up in front of a movie theater because people, I guess, like the movie wasn't coming on for like a good 20 minutes. There were no trailers or anything. And according to her side of the story, she went up and talked to the rest of the room and said, hey, guys, like, I'm going to go and ask them what's going on. She took a leadership position. So she goes back and she talks to the clerk or whatever. And the clerk's like, yeah, we're working on it. So then she comes back, you know, still nothing. And after another few minutes of waiting, she turns to her daughter and says, you know what? I think I'm going to do some stand-up. What do you think? And the daughter goes, yeah, sure, go ahead.
When he started, I know the story.
So the lady goes up, and she starts telling her jokes, and apparently she thought she did great. She remembered people applauding everything. She thinks she saved everyone's evening. But in reality, the social media posts start going up, and it's like, oh, dear Lord, this woman is so awful. And someone in the crowd was like, please spare us. Like, she was bombing.
Did you also, the post after
It's like,
that,
welcome to stand-up comedy, bitch.
she kind of went viral on that shit. Like, the people started following her and stuff. And then the funny thing about it was, like, she still, like, even though people say it was horrible, it was terrible, like, she did, like, some random shit. It was, like, a bad joke. And then she's like, she's like, I chose that time because to show my daughter that even, like, you can get up and you can proceed and you can achieve anything you want to do. It's like, everybody was like, bitch, it was a movie theater. This wasn't playing. Like, what are you talking about?
We didn't pay to see you.
Like, she still didn't take it in stride. Like, no, I did bad. She's like, no, I showed it to my daughter that anything is possible. I'm like, no, don't bring your daughter into this.
The daughter's like, oh, God.
Exactly.
Yeah, you showed your daughter that anything's possible to embarrass your child.
Yeah, crazy people do
She went
crazy
viral,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I think she had, I remember.
She's headlining clubs. You know how that shit just happens? Like, oh, he's headlining all over the country.
I think I saw, like, but I think her followers jumped up to like 20 or 30,000 or some shit like that. Yeah.
damn.
So that's like that little thing.
Go to the theater, guys. Go to the theater. Remember, what's his name? Chris Riggins used to just put up milk crates outside of a museum and do stand-up.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That was, you don't remember that?
No, I don't.
You never did that?
No, but I remember he did. He has to have an outdoor First Friday show.
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah, he put milk crates.
But it was like in front of an apartment.
No, it was in front of the one of the museums.
Oh, probably he did it, like moved it there later on.
Yeah.
I remember I did it, and it was always funny because he was like, hey, if you're trying to come do it, or he's like gonna be out here for like an hour or two. And it was actually pretty dope to see, like, it
became a thing.
Yeah, if you could see and like have people stop and like perform and stuff like that. And actually, I used to get like a few different people to like kind of stop and stuff like that. But I used to hate like when it'd be like a huge crowd there and stuff like that, and they'll put up this one person and it'll bomb, and the crowd be like, okay, yeah, let's keep
time
going.
to go.
That's what sucks.
And then I was like, fuck. I was like, no, Steg, I'm up next, please. I'm like, and it was like, yeah, I don't think that was a good crowd. I was like, but they had everybody. What are you talking about?
That's what I fucked up with that day that I gave that guy stage time. He killed the crowd. He's like, wait, where are you guys going?
I want to see a show full of comics that go up and bomb on purpose.
Oh,
like, because everybody always tries to do good. I want to go to a show where people are just eating shit. They have roasts, you know what I'm saying, and like all that. But I just want to see people go up and do material.
The joke is on the crowd.
Yes,
the entire
that would
time.
be
that would be.
thing.
Oh my god,
funny ass.
We should do
that'd
that.
That'd be so fun for the comics.
Yeah, and just film it. So
do all of your worst jokes.
that could be something we could do at the Burnt Ramen. Just film it and don't tell the audience.
And then if it goes the way you want it to, you can even like plug in the laughter on the the video. Like these guys thought that this shit was hilarious.
Call it the joke's on you, like kind of because there is no jokes, but it's like the joke is just literally on the crowd showing up. Yeah.
I already know who I book.
A special. Call it like the worst special ever.
Worst special ever. Worst best special ever.
I was about to say a name, but never mind.
Whoa, say it.
No.
Say it. Come on.
They get in trouble.
Man, quit giving
Dave
us
Chappelle
these half.
mentioned it. Dave Chappelle mentioned the person.
Oh.
I'll tell you after.
I like who you used to send me their posts, and they'd be like,
Hey, give us the first letter of the name.
H.
Oh fuck! Come on.
So real quick, Chris, it was this other comedian in the Bay Area comedian, and I remember Bryce always just saying, Chris, like, look at this comedian, and like, I woke up to this stuff like that, and like, shoot, damn,
already.
the person wasn't attractive and stuff like that, and then it was funny because sometimes I would send it to Chris like late at night. He was like, hey, bro, can you stop sending me shit? You scare me with these ugly posts.
But it was so funny. But it was like, why you keep sending me this shit, dude?
Kept popping on my feed.
Like, I just have to. I don't want to fuck with you. Like, leave me alone. This shit is not cool, bud.
So you're doing the same thing to him what JD was doing to you. Sending you posts that you didn't want.
I was sending them paranormal shit at night.
Oh, really?
And hey man, JD, I don't like this shit, dog.
Actually, he was kind of but nah, because I get super scared out about that. He was like, hey, yo, you see this?
So if you
right
want
here?
him to stop,
Yeah.
now you know what he can do.
He was like,
Send him paranormal
He's like,
stuff.
you see
Send
this
some
room
But
right
like
here?
at midnight. It has
He
to
was
be
like,
at
they
midnight.
said hella
some
people
real
died.
shit.
And the bodies was buried like up in a pile of stuff. I was like, JD, it is 12:30 at night. Why are you sending me this?
Oh yeah. There was one.
Where'd you say you lived again? Like, oh, it's like right around there.
Yeah.
Which one were you talking about?
It was the one like out in like Reno or some shit in that part of Vegas.
Where they had bodies piled up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm hella into this, bro. I was like, I'm not.
It's
Stop.
interesting. It's interesting. It's the place I mentioned where I walked into the room where they had chopped off the girl's head.
What the fuck do you? What?
Virginia City, bro. You ever been there?
Oh yeah.
You been to that Washoe club?
I haven't been there.
I did a tour at night with just flashlights.
Flashlights.
Oh yeah, okay.
And-
They did
and
like the flashlight ghost tour type shit.
Yeah.
I used to work at the USS Hornet, and they used to have those too. The ghost tours.
How was that?
It's cool.
Did
like,
you ever see anything?
I never saw anything, but I remember we
Hella
used to.
people say they saw
Oh,
shit
like
too.
I used to. Well, there's this one story where a docent, which is basically the volunteers who take people on the tours, right? He was going through some shit and he hung himself right before the ship had opened.
Jesus.
Right? And they took this group on a tour, and this one person was like, nah, he's just playing around. Like he does these practical jokes, and then later on,
Good one, Jerry.
He was just hair hanging, so they had to come get him down, obviously. But it was like it's crazy. But like we used to hang out there. One of the guys lived on the ship who worked there, and we used to fucking burn after work.
Okay.
And I remember one time I was there with like one of my other friends. I brought him on the ship after hours, and we're running around on the decks that you're not supposed to be on. And I turned a corner, and it was pitch fucking black. I was like, nope, and then just ran right back out. I was like, that felt hella weird. I feel like there's some shit, and you could fucking die on the ship because there are places on certain decks that are off limits that are fucking rusted out, so you fall like hundreds of feet and just bang, 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 bang all the way down. So it's like you got to be careful fucking around because you could fucking fall through and die.
How old is that ship? World War II, right?
I think it's. I'm not sure if that one's World War II because it's recommissioned a bunch of times and like it suffered damage. Like I read like the history like in the 1800s when they first commissioned it. That they ran out of cannons at the time, and they decided to ram the other ship. They were like, "We don't have any more ammo. Fucking ram them!" And then fucking took them out. I was like, "Wow, dude, that is amazing."
Take no prisoners, motherfucker.
But like
you can spend the night there, right?
You can spend the night there, and you do like the Boy Scouts do it all the time. And one of the guys I worked with, yeah, he's like, "No, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that indeed, man.
I'm just like,
no.
Hey, I'm spending the night at the Washoe Club.
You gotta bring him, dude.
I'd be like, no. I would call my mom. I'm like,
We should all do that as the voice party. We should do a portable voice party.
That's
the
why
US.
I'll be there.
This year,
we could do it on the Hornet.
I'm gonna spend. I have like it's like I think 13 people pass to spend the night at the Washoe Club.
We should do it.
Yeah, so I'm up.
Is that in Virginia City?
Yeah.
Corde will not be there at all.
Wait,
Don't
FaceTime
message
me.
me.
You
No,
better
he should be
get him
there.
while he's
It's on Halloween night.
Virginia
In
City.
October.
Supposed to be haunted?
Nope.
Yes.
You need somebody strong in case something happens. Somebody who has played football before. You know, it's a big dude.
Nope.
Don't worry, Phil will roll through in his Ghostbusters costume talking about, all right, motherfuckers, where you at?
Oh yeah. He has a full-on costume with the what's it called?
That's cool.
Yeah, with the proton.
That's
pack.
dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. But people still died in Ghostbusters. Y'all remember that shit? Yeah,
true.
Got possessed. So nope, that
You
would not
wouldn't
be
go
me.
to like
Yeah,
one of
but
those,
not the Ghostbusters themselves.
Yeah,
We'll be all right.
Yeah,
Remember
Yeah,
our
you're part of the
people.
cast, bro. You're fine.
Our first, yeah. What's
One
his
of the
name?
main
You're gonna
characters.
make it to the end.
What was the guy's name? The black dude.
Yeah. Nope.
Winston. We need a Winston, bro.
Yeah, Winston will be at home chilling. I'm not
I'll
doing
believe
that.
in anything if there's a paycheck in
New
it.
it.
I'm gonna
Ernie
sleep with
Hudson.
my fucking like light on after I was like, I see something in my room. And I'm messaging JD, yo, it is something in here, bro. I brought it back all the way from Virginia City. Yo,
Bro. No lie. No lie. They told us not to take anything from that. From
You hear this guy?
They told us don't take anything.
What'd you take?
Well, I didn't take anything. But here's the thing. The guy who does a tour or whatever. Because that's where Ghost Adventures got famous. They took a picture, 2 dudes in a room, but they have a picture as 3 shadows. And it's just one of the shadows, just no one in front of it, you know? That's like, and they have hella pictures of supposedly all the shit that happens there.
Right.
And they said this guy took something from there, and then he called, hey, man, I'm sending something back. Because I guess he kept having dreams of being in that place and someone chasing him inside that place ever since that. I mean, you know, they say shit like that. Corde, nothing happens gonna happen,
So
bro.
Chris Posadas, like, how did you get into comedy? Because we are changing this fucking
my
topic.
ghost story. Is,
Y'all want to hear a ghost story? All right. Well, okay. One time I was possessed. No, swear to God, I was possessed one time at my like 2 houses ago.
at my 2 houses ago.
No, it was back in like I remember like
Sounds like it was planned.
so like no it was
Pacific Ocean.
I remember specifically specifically right I remember
That's the ocean that SS Hornet.
exactly
The
now I'm trying to tell a ghost
Ocean.
story nobody want to hear it okay all right
No,
cool.
no,
go ahead.
So okay, so this is literally what happened, right? So I remember
You were possessed?
So how say it again. So this was literally what happened.
Sorry.
We used to have like this like laundry room and stuff like that, and I remember like if like
Where do you do your laundry now?
and we don't live at that house no more. We don't live at that house no more.
I'm sorry.
So literally like the laundry room, like if you like did the dryer, right?
Yeah.
But if you take it out, it would just like kind of keep spinning and stuff like that, right? And I remember like I always hear like there's somebody go in that room and like close the door, and I was like, Mom, I keep hearing like dads going downstairs stuff like that to like go in the laundry room and stuff like that. My mom was like, your dad was asleep, he never got up. I was like, no, somebody went there. Well, it must have been somebody else. It was like, no, it was just you down there. And then literally over time going, like I remember one time, like I remember I kept closing my door and I would lock it. And then I remember one time I felt like hella dark and like hella heat. And I remember literally I felt like something like coming in my room, and I was like, you know how you just like a kid, you throw like the covers over you, and I just felt like this huge presence over me, right? So fast forward to like one day I wasn't really feeling too well, so I went home, and then I'm in my house, right?
You scared Mark.
And then so
Sorry, go ahead.
so literally
He's like, I pooped a little.
so literally
little bit.
I had like an outer body experience.
Oh, shit.
Like where I actually ended up like going to a mental hospital after this because of it.
No way, for real?
Swear to God, yeah.
It sounds like sleep apnea to me, but
nah. Like I broke some shit in my house.
oh shit.
I broke like several mirrors. I was staring in it. I broke like several other shit. I tore
You're
up
not
some pictures.
bullshitting?
No, I'm not bullshitting. I had called my parents. I like said something crazy. Then I had left the house, and I remember, a bunch of crazy stuff, and I ended up in the hospital. I mean, in a psych ward after that. So yeah. So when you be saying like, yo, because I flip it, I'm like, no, this shit like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, so you don't like sleepwalk or anything?
No, none of that.
None of that.
I fall
That's
asleep.
like
I dozed
Wait, so
off.
you were asleep when this happened, and you thought you were like,
No, I wasn't. It was like it was kind of.
You went downstairs to check on the thing and then got possessed, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
that's-
over time.
yeah.
Over time. Yeah. Because my room was downstairs, down the hall from the laundry like room, and I remember I used to always hear.
you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing a bit.
Nah.
I was like, where's the punchline, buddy?
Like,
Nah.
JD's
You
like,
can't
I don't
hear
like
the
this
tr-
story anymore.
You can't hear the trauma in here. I hear it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's why you don't like
Yeah, like my grandma came, like prayed and stuff like that. I remember, I kind of remember. I think I was arguing with her or some evil thing was. My mom called me like later on. She was like, she said you told her the wedding photo I had like in our living room. He was making all these weird calls. He had like all this like.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a trip, dude.
So that's why I don't like to stop messaging me at 12 a.m. talking about. I think somebody died here, JD. Like, yeah, this shit is scary, bro.
You still wear the Elmo costume in shows? That's okay.
Yeah, I put my FedEx uniform and deliver some nightmares.
So you say we're about to be doing an episode in the haunted house,
Yeah, y'all can fucking go. I ain't going back.
or like 4 episodes or whatever. It'd be dope.
Well, shit.
It's the Halloween month
I'm
over
still
here
down.
at the Voice Party.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
I'm down.
You can
I
see
ain't
it.
scared.
No, but
I'll bring extra underwear. just in case.
I'll just
You
bring the
should.
soundtrack to the whole movie.
are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. That's the first. That's like so. Usually, I try to tell a story. Like me.
I didn't.
PX.
I hope y'all didn't feel like I forced you to tell.
Nah,
that
I was
story.
just trying to like keep it real. Cause like one time I tried to tell a story with PX on our podcast like a while ago on the Lit podcast, and then like I said every time I would try to tell like specific moments in it, I would always like no, cause like I couldn't.
You keep saying Pacific.
Oh really?
He
Whatever,
means
dude.
Atlantic,
Whatever.
okay?
Exactly. So
Get his oceans mixed
whenever I
up.
try to say specific
There you go.
moments in it, I would always like I couldn't tell her.
Yeah.
Because it was like whatever happened, like kind of blocked that part off. So
For real?
yeah. So I was trying to be like, it was this one part, and I even sometimes I kind of had just this forcefully, and I didn't even tell you like certain moments. I'm telling you what people told me.
Oh shit.
But I didn't like say like what actually like.
What you recall?
Yeah, what I recall and
Yeah.
shit like that, like living it. Because I remember I did feel like some like was like
Do you
Pulling at you.
Okay. That's
No,
how long,
at that
how long
point
was
I was
that?
just-
How long was that whole ordeal? Because some people it was like years.
Nah, it was like over the course of a few months or something like that. Like, so I remember I just kept going like in the laundry room, right? And then I remember one time specifically, the door was open and I like stared into like the darkness of the laundry room, and it was like I felt like I saw something, but it was like some like other shit. And then literally I closed the door, and I think that same night like I went in my room, I closed that door, I closed my door, I went in my room, and I felt something. And it was like one of those moments, like you ever like they always say like people just like felt like they couldn't move. It was when, like I wanted to call out, or
But
like
you were awake. That we were on.
I was awake.
And
Yeah,
walking around, yeah.
yeah, and then like so that I went in my room because it was like at nighttime at this point, and then I was trying to like yell out like cause cause I'm religious and stuff like that. And people say like cast away the demons, say like all this other kind of stuff so they can like leave, because you say like spiritual stuff they will leave.
Yeah.
But because I was frozen in the moment, I couldn't say none of those things, and so literally I just felt like I was frozen, and then I felt like the demon just kind of came like into my spirit and kind of shit like that.
Were you
And you
fucking?
blanked out after that album.
No, and then like literally I just felt like something going in me, and then like a week or a few days later,
Don't laugh,
that's when yeah.
Chris is laughing at when you
Yeah.
said "There's something going in me."
Yeah.
That
I saw him laughing the whole time. That's why I looked away. I saw he was just like as I'm telling, he was just like
can't.
he was just looking like this.
Got
And
me.
I was like, I'm like looking at him. He just got the biggest smile.
Time to
on his
meet
face.
too that
Yes,
pervert
over again.
ghost.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yo.
why I had to look away.
God. Well, shit.
So it wasn't just one night.
No, it was like a multi.
okay.
Like at the time, so my baby brother, he's 17 right now. My mom used to always say, "There's something down there in that room, in that like laundromat room, because every time your little brother goes there, he gets scared and he always runs away." She was like, so there was something there, and then my mom said later found out that a friend of hers or something like that used to live in that same house as well. She said, and her son started changing, started acting different. He used to wear black all the time. I remember before this stuff happened, I started wearing black. I remember like even though it was hot, and I'd be like, oh snap, I'm gonna wear all black.
Are you telling me I should be concerned about Marcos?
No, but
wearing
so
black
I
all
went
my
from wearing
life,
like bright colors
Nothing to worry about.
to just wearing all black.
I see what you're saying.
Even on hot days, I'm like, I should wear something different. Like, nah, I wear like this all black hoodie.
It is
I wear a
very
black
slimming,
shirt.
but yeah.
Like, yeah, I know. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's kind of slimming. Mom was like, why are you wearing all black all of a sudden?
I don't mean to be joking about
Yeah.
this shit, but it's just because.
Yeah, he does.
No, that's all right. No. You and Chris, I know.
No, because I've shared my shit with you about my experiences with you.
Yeah.
I think I know, but you never want to hear about it. So.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear about because it takes me back to that time.
Yeah.
and it was super scary because I remember I don't remember like the stuff that it kind of comes and goes over, but I don't like to look back. I just remember waking up in a psych hospital.
Where was this house at?
You want to know? Yeah, exactly. So
No,
it's
you don't
at,
have to tell me.
So we can
but what
avoid
city?
it, yes.
What city?
El Sobrante.
Sobrante.
Okay.
Yeah. Right up the hill
Funny
from
enough.
the fire station.
Note
Not
to
the one that's like on San Pablo Dam Road. It's a one like at the bottom of like a hill.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like up there over there. It's called Mighty Mike Lane.
Yep. Well, I think I've mentioned to you I'm moving out of my place where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And
He wants to move into that house. Is what he's saying.
No, well, where I'm living now, I knew someone that lived there before, and I mentioned it to all of you.
Yeah.
Used to do a lot of stuff witchcraft related, and my dog will randomly just like look at the wall, like aggressive.
Yeah.
Not the walls facing the window, but like
Like the wall that the blood
walls.
star was painted on.
Nah. It's funny because that house was like super nice too. It was like super big, shit like that. But it was like,
It was cheap for a
like
reason.
I came back and I found like why did my mom?
Do you
was
ever
like,
drive by?
Nah, because it's like up. It's like you really have to go out the way. It's like all the way like up a hill, up another hill, stuff like that. Like I drove by like a few times, like because we had moved, but you had to like move to a different place. And I drove up. I was like, there's still nobody in the house. There's still nobody in the house. And then like later
And you
on,
just remember waking up at a psych hospital?
yeah,
You never talked about this before?
no.
Damn.
This is the first time.
You got an
Well, I
exclusive.
tried to tell her what
That's
PX.
nice.
I
You
tried to
see,
tell her
you see what you did? You
I
see,
can-
But then, like,
contribute to
literally,
that.
like, I felt like, honestly, where it was like I probably should have did last on the spiritual one, but it was literally like,
no.
like,
You should have done it on your own episode.
No.
that
Would
too.
have been more interesting than we got.
My first time doing stand-up, first time featuring Freddie Griffin being possessed. Like,
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good one. No, but that, and I remember I tried to tell the story before, but it was like literally blocked out.
Yeah.
Or like talk about specific stuff, like even right now I can't even tell you like what specific stuff I remember like while being possessed or whatever, but I could give you like the overall of what happened before, what happened after, and then what I was told. But
Write that shit down.
Oh, yeah.
No,
As soon as it comes back,
You can't
I
say
was
it because
dark
you
moment.
don't
get it
want
out.
to, or
Get it out.
Huh?
because you don't want to, you just
or you
want to block
don't remember.
I kind of don't remember, and then when I try to like remember what happens, I can't like say it. So I feel like, that's why I believe in spiritual stuff. Like my grandma was just like, baby, with some demons in you, baby. And my mom was like, you got possessed. Like all that kind of stuff.
This has
very
been
big possibility.
the voice party, and our guest has been Corde today.
We just heard about the possession.
Thanks for helping us interview
Yeah.
Corde.
No, it's great. But
His
like, no, it's
possession
like,
by Pyman
Aren't you
over
a
here.
pastor?
no.
That's the thing. My dad
I was a youth group leader though.
My dad was a deacon at a church. My mom's super religious, so it's like, so that's why like spirits like that happening.
Well, yeah,
was like
you're attracted
super
to
like
that.
yeah.
Anytime you have a strong sense of faith in your life, you encounter more of these things because you're open up to them. And one of the when I was living in Hawaii, my upstairs neighbor, she could see shit. So like she's like, if you see me walk into my car or walk into the house, like it's because like there's things that I'm seeing that I don't acknowledge you. I just don't want to fucking deal with.
Yeah.
Because like she'll see like spirits and shit,
Yeah.
super connected. And it's like she told me, she's like, whenever she's like, you have to be careful about being in those situations like you were in.
Yeah.
Even when you start praying, you're opening up a pathway for them to enter through. Even if you're praying to God or whoever you believe in, it's like it opens that up and they can possess you that way. I was like, oh shit.
So
like, all right, that makes sense.
And I didn't watch a lot of scary movies, but I started watching like those paranormal activities, and because I really believed in it, my grandma was like stuff like that, or my mom would tell me, she's like, when you like you're spiritual and things like that, watching stuff like that invites them into
You don't
your
watch
spirit.
horror movies?
Nah, not really, not no more. Like those specific ones, like I'll watch a Jason one or something, but then if it gets too blatant, like nah. So like certain like those like possessive movies, like I believe in that, and I feel like it kind of opens the gateway to like, that's why I don't like
Yeah, I do watch a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
And I also, like I said, I've had experiences with that.
Yeah.
But when I watch the movie, it feels a little different though, because I also like filmmaking. So I was like, damn, they pulled this shit off good. I gotta sleep with the light on. Like, I like that, but also I do know like there's
some creepiness to it.
There is some creepiness to it, especially when
then
it
you
feels
scare
real.
yourself too if they do a good job.
Right.
You're
You start overthinking.
psychologically adding to it.
You know, it's a good scary
There you
movie
go.
when you watch it and then you can't really look at the mirror.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are the best.
And then there's that.
You can't go to the bathroom by yourself
Yeah.
when you're 26 years old.
Yeah. Like,
Not that that's happened to me.
We're actually writing. We were writing a horror
we're
based
working
on
on a script.
based on a true story, and I remember writing that shit like at 2 a.m. and a broom in my room fell, and it scared the shit out of me, dog. Like, and I was just like, God, this is.
You're just not good at geometry. You need to put it at the right angle.
Exactly.
See, I was writing a Frosted Mini Fear script a few years ago, and like my front door just popped open. Like the wind blew it open and it was like midnight, and I was like,
scary as fuck.
I'm no longer writing this stuff this late at night.
But that's also when all those little juices are flowing with, as far as you know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And I have had like a family member who said they saw shit. I always thought it was full of shit.
Yeah, you don't believe it. Because it's like
it was one of my old houses I lived in, and they said they saw a guy who would stand and. This is what they describe. I see a guy in your living room crying, looking outside the window. And I was like, okay, cool. Described him exactly how she said she saw him. We found out later on that house burnt down with someone trapped inside of it.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, that's his ghost.
This is your house?
It's an old house.
Lingering around.
Yeah.
Don't get freaked out just talking about this.
Well,
this is a Halloween episode?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. You could save it
like
to Halloween.
JD, stop talking about this.
But like this is crazy. So it's like the house that I grew up in. Well, my grandparents were in, but it was originally a summer house where Neptune's Beach used to be.
Can you cut Corde's headphones off for a minute? So I'm just kidding.
he's serious. But like, so these are like old houses, and I remember my brother. Him and my cousin were at the house one day, and I was out with my friend, and he called me. He's like, hey, man, are you at home? I was like, no, why? He was like, because somebody is running up and down your stairs, because I had the upstairs room. Somebody's running up and down the stairs and, like, in your room. I was like, no. I was like, go check. He's like, fuck that. You know, it was like shit like that would go on in the house. And I remember I used to come home fucked up all the time, like drunk and high or whatever. And every time I would get up the stairs, there's like our little workout room, and then there's my room. You always feel something like staring at you in the corner, right?
So
and I'm just
creepy.
like, just walk by, you know. But like that was like when that was the strongest feeling that I would have is when he started calling me when I wasn't home, and he was like, dude, like there's somebody upstairs, and like I would come home later, and my cousin and my brother are sitting there with baseball bats in his room. So I was like, what happened? He's like, no, I swear to God, it sounded just like this, and they would do it. You know, and I'd be like, okay, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah. But the craziest one though was at my cousin's apartment. They were going through the upstairs, like it wasn't upstairs, but it was like, you know how like they have those hideaways where you can put storage. And shit?
Yeah.
So my uncle opened that up one day, and they found this briefcase, and like a couple days later, like. The fucking San Leandro police show up, and they fucking grab the briefcase. They're like, hey, this is whatever, we're the police, we've been looking for this. But they had been there for like almost 10 years.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and they didn't call anybody. So how did they know that the briefcase was out? After the briefcase went with the police, weird shit started happening in the apartment, and I used to spend the night there. And we would see like a little shadow, like whatever. Like my cousin was telling me, is like, yeah, dude, it's like, the craziest one was when my cousin went to go use the bathroom, and he fucking came out and stepped on nails that were all lined up in front of his door, fucked up his foot and all that shit. So I stopped spending the night there. Yep. It was like, okay, what's going on? And my aunt was like, no, dude, like your Uncle Leo and your cousin Butch were trying to get into our bedroom. I wasn't home. It was just them two. And they were opening the door, but something was pushing it back and slamming it against them. And when they opened the door, there was nobody in there. And there's bars on the fucking window, so there's no way that anybody could have snuck out. So it's like, it was crazy, right? So all this shit is going on. They finally moved to Vallejo, but whatever was at that place followed them to Vallejo.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
So it's there, and it's attached to them. And so, like, when we spend the night, like, I remember this girl that I was dating right after high school, we went to New Year's Eve at my aunt's house, and we spent the night, and she was like, did your uncle come out here? I was like, no, why? It's because I felt like somebody was watching us sleep in the living room all night. I was like, really? Well, they saw us fuck. But she was like, no, I swear to God, I'm not joking. There was like somebody like standing, and I could feel it. I was like, I don't know. Because like me, I'm susceptible to it, but I'm like the type of person whenever I'm dealing with that shit, I'm like, fuck you, I'll kick your ass. You kill me, yeah. I'm going to kill you, motherfucker. When I'm dead, I don't give a shit. I was like, keep fucking with me and see what the fuck happens. Yeah. I was like, go ahead, do me a favor and kill me, because you're going to have some problems.
You know what's crazy when you have experiences, you think you're having experiences, but it's something totally logical. So, for example, I used to sleep, my room was next to a sink. And it had old school plumbing. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know this until I was working actually in plumbing.
Yeah.
Old school plumbing, like I used to hear like on my wall, like
all the banging, rattling and shit.
I was like, oh shit. And one time I knew it was only one of us, and they wouldn't be doing that shit. And I would hear it all the time, every once in a while. And I was like, someone keeps, And then I saw The Conjuring and the 3 knocks. It's bad. But then when I was working in plumbing, old school plumbing doesn't have this thing where, you know what I'm talking about, where it stops that.
The way it pressurizes.
Yeah, so the pipes, it was the pipes.
Yeah.
Every time they open the sink and turn it off, the pressure. So I was like, oh, and then I actually verified. I looked inside and the pipes were all old, and I did it, open and close it, and that's all it was. And then another.
But it fucked with you for a long time.
It did for like a couple of years. And then this story is not my own story. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. And there was this guy, I was a customer of mine, had a collection of old, like, Victorian dolls all over the house.
That's weird.
It's weird. He had one that looked like an old lady sitting in a rocking chair, the small rocking chair. Like, it was creepy. He had his, so he had his, like, nephew sleeping over, and his nephew was sleeping in the couch, so the poor guy slept with all that. Like, picture this wall full of dolls. So, anyways, he would come home and, like, the guy, my customer, he said that doll, the old lady, he had just bought it from an auction. Every time he would come home at night, the doll was facing the corner. He would leave it facing out, but when he came back from work, it would be facing the corner, like,
I would have tied that.
You owe Corde like a whole fucking like.
Hold on, but this is actually
something.
This is actually funny. He went for weeks where he'd like, something's going on with this doll. Like, I can't, So then he put a camera because he wanted to see what the fuck it was. The dude's nephew would come and he would look at it and he'd be like, ugh, so he would turn it
Smart kid.
That's all that was.
That's funny.
You all right? See, that had a good ending.
He's like,
the whole story is still
like,
creepy.
Nursing is
the
trauma.
premise alone is terrible.
Look, just say 5 Hail Marys and let it go.
You're all right, man.
I don't do Hail Marys. I just like my grandma.
Hold on. No.
Hey, just remember,
That was a
you
joke.
You did this at a milk bar once. Everybody hold hands and he's gonna lead a prayer.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Oh, you want to? All right, cool. Real quick.
Because you look pretty freaked out, my guy.
Okay, all right. So real quick,
For real, this for real, because you did this for real at a show.
So everybody, bow your heads, open your hearts. So Father God, we come before you, denouncing all evil spirits that came from these stories that may be following around anybody. Make sure we get all these evil spirits up out of us. We are covered in the blood of Jesus. We are all children of God. Make sure that no devils, no demons, no nothing. We are surrounded by angels. Making sure that nothing comes into our dwelling places, affects us, affects our families, affects our friends. To make sure that we are all covered, Jesus. Make sure that we are able to get through the night. Make sure that nothing will come in between us and try to haunt us at any times throughout the night. We are covered. We are children of God. We love you. We sanctify you. You're filled with the Holy Ghost. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Yeah, I just want an evil spirit to specifically put money in my wallet.
Yeah,
All the evil men are rich as fuck.
why don't they ever do that?
Why don't you be a good bad guy?
Can I tell the brainwash story real quick?
Yeah.
So the funny thing about, because JD always says he was
Brainwash
like,
or milk bar?
Milk bar. JD always tells a story about, he was like, yo, the Corde is fucking weird, bro. He was he was over here getting on bitches, then led us in prayer right before the show, right? So I always say this. So this is
I thought he was just doing a bit.
So I started off joking.
Okay.
Like I was outside talking, but I remember I saw Kabir sing Dudrea Meyer's outdoor milk bar show, and they said a homeless person came up and attacked him while on stage.
Yeah.
And so I started praying as a joke that like kind of like, hey, let's just try to pray real quick. I'm gonna do a quick little prayer. Just gonna be something simple, nothing like really, right?
Were you there? You weren't there. No.
I started praying and I literally felt something coming over me, and then I really like got into it and started praying for people, and I was like, and then like JD's like joking, but I was like, oh shit, that was really like a spiritual prayer. I really,
because I thought you were doing the DMX voice and shit.
Yeah, I think I probably did, but then
yeah, Lord,
no, I think
I come to you in spirit.
So, but I remember DMX used to always pray before he went on stage.
What was my dog?
So so that's why I started out doing, but then something came over me to actually really lead
that's
like, a
beautiful
good prayer. Even right now, like I was doing it, and I was actually really feeling something.
Yeah,
and
I felt it too, man.
Right, and then after that, right. James Mara, who's a SF comedian, he was like, hey, yo, dog, hey, Corde, can I talk to you? I was like, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm not like religious or spiritual or anything, but I felt that, dog. Like, I felt you said. I was like, I felt it too, man. He's like, I thought you was joking. I was like, I kind of was, and then something. He was like, yeah, I felt that. Like, I kind of, I'm gonna go sit over here and like sit down and go over my set, but I felt like whatever you did, and like my grandma's prayed like that. My grandma's prayed like over
That's
something,
good.
like where it's like at first I'm like, okay, whatever, and then I actually start feeling something. Even one time she prayed for my cousin's best friend because his grandma it's like a mom or his grandma just passed, right? And then like she started praying, so he was like, hey, bro, like I'm not super religious or anything. He's like, but your grandma prayed, like I felt something, bro. I felt spirit in me, like I started feeling like something. So that's why sometimes, like, you know, when you really start praying and stuff like that, that can really take over you.
No, yeah, and especially if it's coming out of love.
Yeah, out of love.
And I hope, like, okay, like I don't. I'm not gonna send you supernatural shit anymore. I'm gonna send you cartel beheadings instead, because that's real life.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, let's switch it up. Like,
Don't fuck with his head, fuck with somebody else's.
Yeah, exactly. Don't, you know, that's not spiritual.
All right.
Yeah, it's just graphic.
Just graphic.
You watch these movies.
Wow, look how this guy gets his head splattered. Wow.
You ever watch those, bro? They have some gnarly ones on Discord,
I
dude.
try not to watch those, but
You don't try to watch it, but you don't send them to me?
You don't try very hard.
no, okay, all right. We've had a whole
Watch,
episode
like,
about
Faces
this.
of Death.
Yeah, we had a whole episode about this with what's his name, Anthony K.
Yeah,
like we grew up with the Wild West days of YouTube.
When you could just put anything on.
Anything, and that shit's still available. You can still watch all that shit.
Yeah, I remember we was watching beheading when they was like Iraq when they had prisoners.
That first one. Yeah,
my mom was watching it. She was like, you hear him screaming?
Yeah,
he was alive up until like right before like they cut the head off. I was like, how you know? He was like, you could still hear him. Like, and I was like, is this because you're a nurse? She was like, yeah, nah, he's alive for most of this. And I was just like, yep. So
you got to sharpen the machete, bro.
So
No, there was some.
They say
and it's just like you see like the blood bubbling out because they're getting those breaths out. And
You seen
like
those
half
ones
the head is off.
where it's one clean shot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Middle
those
Eastern
are
dudes,
crazy.
That's like public executions, and they've been doing that shit for with that big ass Aladdin sword, and they just.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, no, for real, because it looks like the one that Aladdin gets. This whole episode had a weird turn from Zoom comedy to I've never heard someone share their experience being possessed. The guy that The Exorcist is based on, they could never interview that motherfucker to the real life story, the one that shit. Could never get that guy. He gave a fake name so no one could ever ask him, like, because never wanted to relive that shit. So I'm sorry.
Shit.
Yeah, you know, I don't mean to. Help me out, guys.
you didn't mean to open up old wounds.
Exactly. I didn't know I was doing that in the first place. You know?
Next time, be Pacific. You know.
But you know what? I think it's.
I'm just gonna blame Chris for that.
You can do whatever you want. My feelings ain't gonna get hurt.
I think it's really dope that of all the places Corde could have told that story, he told it right here at the Voice Party.
Feeling comfortable enough to share
because we're essentially we're the Voice Party family over here, and by extension all of our listeners.
Yeah, totally, Corde. We appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you for helping us interview him, Chris.
Thanks, Chris, for being our co-host today.
Got the exclusive
sideways MC.
Well, it was basically like y'all was like, oh, we're here, and it was this one thing. I was like, well, you want to hear some shit? I got possessed. All right, I got a story to top your story.
So everything I did while that happened, I am not liable for.
No, it really was like that.
Yeah, that's when you get those those murder trials, or you get those people like that claim insanity, temporarily or whatnot.
Yeah,
it's like who's to really say? It's like you don't know really what's going on in somebody's shit.
I'd love to know what you said you called up your parents, or you called your parents during your state of possession and said something like, what was it, like, the seventh seal is broken, so saith he. And they were like, what?
It kind of was like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we'll see.
That sounds like something.
I think nobody's learned to stop making jokes about that yet.
Sorry.
So,
Corey's like, I quit this shit.
We got the light earlier.
Fucking just run it like a professional comic. Just had a couple of drinks. It's like, what's in this water? I don't know. I saw the light, but I don't care about it.
You're like, that's a pretty light back there.
Never booking him again. Good thing it wasn't a candle.
Hey, I just want to tell you I love you.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay.
We all love you, Corde.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
He was like, that was so no,
Nah, because Chris, you was laughing as I was telling the story. I saw your face.
Because we didn't know you were kidding or not.
No. It's because I was connecting, and you kept saying Pacific.
Yeah, that's why we started laughing.
I saw both of these guys laughing after that.
Every time you said
that's where I thought you were
Pacific.
doing a bit.
Nah,
you
dude.
keep fucking up Pacific where it's Pacific. And
Hey, man, I couldn't.
you're like, is this an
It's
ocean
okay.
story or is this?
Because I was getting, like, earlier I said, like, Pacific instead of Pacific. That's messed up. But then as I was telling the story, I was getting super nervous because I figured at one part I'm going to forget what I was talking about because something's going to, like, block exactly what happened. So that's why I was trying to hurry up and say what I could remember from what people was telling me.
Hey, I identify with that though because I've had my own experiences. I just have a different take on it. I haven't been possessed, but I've experienced shit like that's unnatural. You know, so it's like, but I'm like, fuck you, God, I'll fucking kill you. You know, it's
I
like,
wish
I have a Bible.
I might try to use that shit next
I
time.
fill up my
Yeah.
super soaker with some holy water, yo.
That's right.
Wet
And
this
some
whole
piss.
place up, son.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd take that approach either, though. like he's like,
Yeah, you probably shouldn't take my approach. It's not recommended.
because I am scared of this shit too.
Yeah.
Like I'll go home. Well, I don't know. Let's get off the subject, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Continues to talk about it.
I know.
Let's get off the
You'll
subject
go
after I
home
stop
and-
talking about it.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Anywhere people can follow you on Instagram.
He looks at me. That's what we call a seamless transition, everybody. No?
I was say, I asked, have you ever got booked for a show and not been able to go on? Have you ever been booked for a podcast and not been able to talk?
Actually, this is a first for me.
So where can spirits follow you?
We miss you, Gaspar, man.
Oh, wow. That was good.
We miss you, bro.
Well done, my friend. Wow.
That's smart.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at soy sauce butter and rice. I post where I'll be at. I actually have a show. I have 2 shows coming up next Friday and Saturday over at the Prune
This
Yard.
might come out after though.
What's that?
This will come out way after.
Oh, will it?
so.
Either way,
What you
gonna
got coming
say
out?
it.
How did the show go?
It went pretty good.
Time travel,
I was
baby.
on it. But you can find me on social medias that way. And if you guys have a voice party or whatnot, I'm on there too.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll have you back and we'll talk about you.
We'll talk
more.
about me. I don't know. That was pretty interesting though, because like I like that.
Too.
I like shit like
I
this.
love. This is why I love
It's
this
like
shit.
I don't have to be the star. Of
No,
it,
no.
you know? It's like
yeah,
I like to participate.
And your buddy, so it's like
Yeah.
you care about him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he fucking doesn't. He's like, look at his
Corde's
face.
like, this is my last day ever in the voice party. It's been
Nah, it's like I never talked about it, but like
Yeah.
to that
I
extent
appreciate
before.
it,
So
for
it's
real.
like, well, that's why it's kind of like I'm like sitting, like I don't know, it's like it's weird.
Well, like, is it like, did it feel cleansing to talk about it? Was it like kind of traumatic to even bring up, or
Kind
what?
of traumatic,
Yeah.
a little bit, both.
Sorry about that.
I laughed out of being nervous, okay?
I did too.
That's all right.
Laughter
too.
is
Yeah.
psychologically a
Well-
nervous reaction.
Well, this is it's like the I don't know how many times I've tried to tell the story, and that's like the most I was able to say.
Okay.
That's why
I
like,
feel
that's
it.
like
Well,
so it's
I'm
like
gonna-
now it's like weird. I'm like, okay, what is this?
I'll tell you
you
something off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give PX some shit. I finally met PX this Friday, so I'll give her shit.
You know she's single.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You guys got anything for our guest Corde? I mean, Chris?
No, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Ah, you're fucking welcome.
We'll have you back for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do like? Is it gonna be as hot?
No.
Because like we can do an underwear episode. We're all in our underwear.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Well, I wasn't gonna.
At the
Or we can
USS
get like a kiddie pool and just fill it up and just like kind of sit in it and
That'd
stare
be-
at each
that'd
other.
I wasn't gonna
He
come,
wouldn't
but I
might
think
need
I
his own
can
kiddie pool,
pencil
but-
it in.
Yeah.
He is like, I wasn't gonna come, but I am now.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
It's been the voice party.
Yeah,
We're out.
Give everybody. Give everybody. Corde a hug.